My friends, if you're over 60, what you put in your body can make the difference between thriving with energy or struggling with fatigue, pain, and disease. One of the most overlooked daily choices we make is milk. Yes, the milk you drink could either be helping your bones, joints, heart, and brain, or silently hurting your body every single day. Today I'm going to reveal the 4 worst milks you should never touch after 60 and the 4 best milks you must drink daily to protect your health, boost your digestion, and keep your immune system strong. So stay with me to the very end because your next glass of milk might just be the key to healthier aging. My friends, let's talk about something that many people overlook every single day, the milk they put into their body. For decades we were taught to believe that milk is milk. That no matter where it comes from, what type it is, or how it's processed, it's all the same. Just pour it in the glass, add it to your cereal, blend it into your smoothie, and you're getting the same benefits. But the truth is, nothing could be further from reality. Not all milks are equal. Some of them can truly support your health, giving your body the calcium, protein, and vitamins you need to keep your bones strong, your joints flexible, and your immune system resilient. But others can actually set you back, silently adding sugar, chemicals, and harmful fats into your system that will not only sabotage your energy but also accelerate aging and disease. Now when you're over 60, your body is no longer as forgiving as it used to be. You can't just throw in any food or drink and expect your system to process it like it did when you were 25 or 30. Your metabolism has slowed down, your digestion is more sensitive, your organs, particularly your liver, kidneys, and heart, are under more stress. Every choice you make with your diet counts, and milk is one of those daily choices that adds up. That's why it's so important to understand that some milks are loaded with preservatives, stabilizers, and artificial ingredients that your body simply doesn't need. And when you consume these regularly, they can cause inflammation in your gut, stiffness in your joints, imbalance in your blood sugar, and even extra weight around your belly. Think about this for a moment. The average person who drinks milk doesn't stop at just one serving. They may have it in their coffee in the morning, in their oatmeal, in a smoothie later in the day, and then again with dinner. That's 3, 4, maybe even 5 servings of milk or milk-based products daily. If you're putting the wrong type of milk into your body each time, you're stacking the deck against your health without even realizing it. This is why the saying, little things become big things over time, is so true here. The little glass of milk you're drinking daily is either healing your body or harming your body. Now I know many people are surprised when I tell them that milk can actually create inflammation. We've been sold this idea that milk is wholesome, pure, and always good for us, but certain types of cow's milk, particularly the ones that are ultra processed, come from cows injected with hormones or fed unnatural diets, can actually contribute to problems like leaky gut, irritable bowel issues, skin breakouts, and even arthritis pain. That's because the proteins in these types of milk, especially A1 casein, are difficult for many people to digest. When the body struggles to digest these proteins, it creates an immune reaction that leads to inflammation. And inflammation, as you know, is the root cause of so many diseases, from arthritis to Alzheimer's. And let's not forget about the sugar. Many of the so-called healthy milks sitting on store shelves today are loaded with added sugars. Just take a look at flavored milks, chocolate milks, or even some plant-based milks that are marketed as healthy alternatives. If you check the label carefully, you'll see anywhere from 8, 10, sometimes 15 grams of added sugar per serving. That's 3 to 4 teaspoons of sugar in just 1 cup. And sugar is one of the fastest ways to age your body from the inside out. It spikes your blood glucose, puts stress on your pancreas, increases fat storage, and causes energy crashes that make you feel sluggish and tired. But it's not just sugar. Some milks have stabilizers and thickeners like carrageenan, gums, and artificial preservatives. These are added to improve texture and shelf life, but your digestive system doesn't need them. For many people, these additives irritate the gut lining, leading to bloating, gas, and irregular bowel movements. Over time, this weakens the integrity of your digestive tract, reducing your ability to absorb key nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, the very nutrients you need to protect your bones and muscles as you age. So when I say not all milks are equal, I mean this. The milk you choose can either be a source of healing or a hidden source of harm. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 people, both over 60, both drinking milk daily. Person A chooses an organic, unsweetened, fortified almond milk with no gums or additives. Person B chooses conventional cow's milk from a brand that uses hormones, antibiotics, and ultra-pasteurization. Plus, they drink flavored versions with added sugars. On the surface, both are drinking milk, but their bodies are having two completely different experiences. Person A is protecting their gut, lowering inflammation, and feeding their body plant-based nutrients. Person B is adding more sugar, more inflammatory proteins, and more stress on their digestive and cardiovascular system. This small difference done consistently over months and years can create massive differences in health outcomes. And here's the key. After 60, you don't have as much time to waste on poor choices. Every day matters more. Every bite, every sip matters more. The wrong milk can raise your cholesterol, elevate your blood pressure, worsen your joint stiffness, and make it harder to sleep at night. The right milk can soothe your digestion, strengthen your bones, stabilize your energy, and keep your heart healthy. So the first lesson is awareness. Stop assuming that all milks are the same. Start reading labels. Start questioning what's in that carton. Ask yourself, is this milk truly nourishing my body, or is it just an empty filler that's doing more harm than good? Remember, my friends, prevention is always better than cure. Once your body starts breaking down, it's harder to rebuild. But if you make the right choices today, you give yourself the best chance to live with strength, independence, and vitality for many more years to come. And that's why when we talk about the worst milks you should never touch and the best milks you must drink daily, it's not just a catchy title, it's a reality that can protect your life. Because not all milks are equal, and the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you can start fueling your body the way it deserves. My friends, after the age of 60, one of the most important areas of our health that we absolutely cannot ignore is the strength of our bones and the flexibility of our joints. These are the very foundations that allow us to walk, to bend, to lift, and to carry out daily tasks without pain or limitation. But here's the problem. Many people think that as long as they're drinking milk, their bones will automatically stay strong. They've been told this for years. Drink your milk. It has calcium. It'll keep your bones healthy. But let me tell you the truth. Not all milks actually support bone health, and some can even weaken it. When you're over 60, this becomes critical because bone loss, osteoporosis, and arthritis are already knocking at the door. As we age, our bone density naturally declines. That means the bones are becoming more porous, more fragile, and more likely to fracture. This is why so many seniors suffer from hip fractures, spine issues, and chronic joint pain. A simple fall that may have been nothing at age 30 can become life-changing after 60. And it's not just about the bones. The joints also start to stiffen. The protective cartilage that cushions your joints begins to wear down, leaving you with grinding, stiffness, and inflammation in places like your knees, hips, shoulders, and back. The wrong diet and the wrong milk can make all of this worse. Now let's talk about calcium, because that's where the conversation usually starts. Yes, calcium is essential. It's the building block of your bones. But what many people don't realize is that not all calcium is absorbed equally in the body. If the milk you're drinking contains proteins or additives that irritate the gut, it can actually interfere with calcium absorption. So even though you think you're getting calcium, your body isn't absorbing it properly and your bones aren't benefiting. This is why some people can drink milk their whole lives and still end up with osteoporosis. Another critical factor is vitamin D. Without vitamin D, your body cannot absorb calcium effectively. Many commercial milks are fortified with vitamin D, but the quality matters. Some forms are poorly absorbed, and if you're not getting enough natural sunlight or supplementing correctly, you may still be deficient. When you're deficient in vitamin D, your bones become weaker, your muscles lose strength, and your joints suffer more wear and tear. That's why choosing the right milk that has high quality fortification and pairing it with a lifestyle that includes sunlight and exercise is key. But calcium and vitamin D aren't the whole story. Milk can also contain harmful elements that work against bone and joint health. For example, conventional cow's milk often comes from cows treated with hormones and antibiotics. Those residues can create inflammation in the body. And inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of your joints. It accelerates cartilage breakdown, worsens arthritis pain, and makes your body hold on to stiffness. So instead of helping your bones and joints, the wrong type of milk is adding fuel to the fire. Then there's the issue of acidity. Certain milks, particularly when highly processed, can make your body more acidic. An acidic environment in the body causes calcium to leach out of the bones in an attempt to balance pH levels. That means the very drink you thought was strengthening your bones is actually pulling calcium out of them. Over time, this can weaken your skeletal system and make you more prone to fractures. On the other hand, plant-based milks like almond or oat milk are naturally less acidic and can support a healthier internal balance, helping your body preserve bone density. We also need to look at protein. Yes, protein is important for maintaining bone and muscle mass, but too much animal protein from milk can increase calcium loss through the urine. This is why moderation matters. When you consume milk, you want a balance that provides nutrients without tipping your system into overdrive. Plant-based options often provide this balance without overloading the kidneys and causing calcium excretion. Now let's talk about joints. One of the biggest complaints people over 60 have is waking up with stiff knees, sore hips, or aching shoulders. Sometimes it's so bad they can't climb stairs, open jars, or walk long distances. While wear and tear plays a role, diet plays an even bigger one. Milks high in lactose or casein can trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. That inflammation doesn't just stay in the gut, it travels through the bloodstream, reaching the joints and making pain worse. For someone with arthritis, this is like throwing gasoline on a fire. But switching to anti-inflammatory milks such as unsweetened almond, oat, or even certain lactose-free options can reduce this reaction and bring relief to the joints. Another hidden danger is sugar. Many flavored milks are loaded with it, and sugar is directly linked to joint pain. It increases inflammatory markers in the body, stiffens cartilage, and makes arthritis more painful. If you're over 60 and still drinking chocolate milk, strawberry milk, or other sweetened versions, you are hurting your joints without even realizing it. Choosing unsweetened alternatives is one of the simplest ways to reduce inflammation and protect your mobility. But there's hope. The right milk choices can actually support your bones and joints in powerful ways. Milks fortified with calcium, vitamin D, and even vitamin B12 can give your body what it needs to stay strong. Plant-based milks can reduce inflammation while still providing these critical nutrients. Some even contain added minerals like magnesium, which works alongside calcium to strengthen bones and relax tight muscles. Magnesium is often overlooked, but it's essential for bone health. Without it, calcium cannot be utilized properly. Think of your body like a house. Your bones are the structure, the frame that keeps everything standing. Your joints are the hinges that allow the doors and windows to move smoothly. If the structure weakens, the whole house becomes unstable. If the hinges rust or wear out, movement becomes difficult. The right milk is like choosing high-quality materials for your house. Strong wood, sturdy nails, durable hinges. The wrong milk is like using cheap materials that break down quickly, leaving you with cracks, stiffness, and instability. So if you are over 60, I want you to take this message to heart. Your bone and joint health is not something to gamble with. The choice of milk you make every single day is either strengthening your foundation or weakening it. Stop relying on old myths that all milk is good for your bones. That's not the truth. Learn to choose wisely. Look for milks that are unsweetened, fortified, and anti-inflammatory. Avoid the ones filled with sugars, hormones, and additives. Because at this stage in your life, your independence, your ability to move freely, and your quality of living depend on it. Strong bones and flexible joints aren't just about comfort, they're about freedom. And that freedom is worth protecting with every sip you take. My friends, if there's one area of health that becomes more critical after 60, it's the heart. Your heart is the engine that pumps life into every cell, every organ, every part of your body. And what you put into your body every day can either fuel that engine to run smoothly or clog it up until it breaks down. Milk, something so simple, something so many people drink daily, can play a much bigger role in your heart and cholesterol health than you might realize. And this is why we need to break down the truth about which milks are safe for your heart and which ones are silently damaging it. First, let's talk about cholesterol. As we age, cholesterol imbalances become one of the biggest risks we face. High LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, can start to build up inside the arteries, forming plaque. This narrows the vessels, restricts blood flow, and forces the heart to work harder. Over time, this leads to high blood pressure, angina, heart attacks, and strokes. Now, many traditional cow's milks, particularly whole milk, contain significant amounts of saturated fat, and saturated fat is directly linked to raising LDL cholesterol levels. When you're 25 or 30, your body may have more resilience to handle this. But after 60, your arteries are already less elastic, your circulation is weaker, and the buildup happens faster. Drinking the wrong milk every day is like pouring grease into your car's engine. Sooner or later, it's going to break down. But it's not just saturated fat. Some commercial milks also contain trans fats, often hidden in processed milk products or creamers. Trans fats are even more dangerous because they not only raise LDL cholesterol, but also lower HDL, the good cholesterol that protects your heart. This double hit accelerates the clogging of arteries. If you're over 60, your body can't afford this kind of damage. Every sip of the wrong milk is silently sabotaging your cardiovascular health. Now let's flip the coin and look at how the right milks can actually protect your heart. Many plant-based milks like almond, oat, and soy milk are naturally low in saturated fat and contain no cholesterol at all. Soy milk in particular has been shown to help lower LDL cholesterol because it contains compounds called isoflavones, which support healthier blood vessel function. Oat milk contains beta-glucans, a special type of soluble fiber that binds to cholesterol in the digestive tract and helps remove it from the body before it ever has the chance to clog your arteries. Just imagine that with every glass, you're actually cleaning out your arteries instead of clogging them. That's powerful. Another big factor is blood pressure. High blood pressure or hypertension is one of the leading causes of heart disease and stroke, especially in seniors. The wrong milks with their high sodium content or inflammatory effects can worsen hypertension, but certain milks, especially those fortified with potassium, can help balance blood pressure by relaxing blood vessel walls and counteracting the effects of excess sodium in the diet. When you're choosing your milk, always check the label. Look for low sodium, fortified with potassium, and ideally unsweetened. And here's something else many people don't realize. Inflammation plays a huge role in heart disease. It's not just about cholesterol. Chronic inflammation weakens the artery walls, making them more prone to plaque buildup and rupture. Some milks, particularly those from conventionally raised cows fed on unnatural diets, contain pro-inflammatory compounds. Add to this the lactose and casein proteins that many people over 60 struggle to digest, and you have a recipe for systemic inflammation. That inflammation doesn't just stay in your gut, it circulates throughout your body, affecting your arteries, your joints, even your brain. Over time, this creates the perfect storm for cardiovascular disease. Contrast that with milks that fight inflammation. Unsweetened almond milk, for example, is rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects cells, including the cells lining your arteries, from oxidative stress. Oat milk provides those cholesterol-lowering beta-glucans, which also reduce inflammation markers in the blood. Coconut milk, in moderation, provides medium-chain triglycerides that may actually support heart energy metabolism better than long-chain saturated fats. The point is, the type of milk you choose every day can either fuel inflammation or fight it. Let's also not forget about sugar. Many flavored milks, plant-based or dairy-based, are loaded with added sugar. Excess sugar is one of the hidden drivers of heart disease. It spikes your insulin, raises triglycerides, promotes fat storage around the belly, and increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, which in turn multiplies your risk for heart attacks and strokes. So while you may think you're doing something healthy by drinking a vanilla almond milk or chocolate soy milk, if it's loaded with sugar, you're feeding your heart the exact opposite of what it needs. Unsweetened is always the smarter choice, especially after 60. Now let me give you a clear picture. Imagine two seniors, both 65 years old. One drinks whole cow's milk daily with coffee, with cereal, maybe even a glass before bed. Their arteries are being exposed to saturated fat, inflammatory proteins, and possibly added sugars. Over time, their LDL cholesterol rises, their blood pressure climbs, their arteries stiffen, and the risk of a heart attack grows silently day by day. The other senior drinks unsweetened oat milk with coffee, fortified almond milk in their smoothie, and soy milk with cereal. They're getting beta-glucans to lower cholesterol, isoflavones to support blood vessels, antioxidants to reduce inflammation, and no cholesterol at all. 10 years down the line, the difference in their heart health could mean one is living independently and thriving, while the other is in and out of hospitals with heart complications. Your heart is too valuable to gamble with. After 60, your margin for error shrinks. You cannot afford to ignore the hidden fats, the sugars, and the additives in your milk. You need to be strategic, conscious, and deliberate with every sip. The right milk can literally protect your arteries, stabilize your cholesterol, lower your blood pressure, and keep that engine, your heart, running smoothly. The wrong milk can speed up the breakdown, clog the pipes, and put you on a dangerous path. So my advice is simple but powerful. Choose milks that are heart-friendly, unsweetened, plant-based, fortified with the nutrients you need, low in sodium, free of harmful additives. Read the labels, know what you're putting in your body, and remember, prevention is the key. Once the arteries are clogged, once the heart is damaged, the road back is much harder. But when you choose wisely today, you give your heart the best chance to keep beating strong for many years to come. Because at the end of the day, my friends, your heart is your life. Protect it with every choice you make, including the milk you drink. My friends, one of the biggest changes that takes place as we get older, particularly after the age of 60, is in our digestive system. The foods and drinks that once went down without a problem now start to cause bloating, discomfort, and sometimes even pain. And milk is at the top of that list. For decades, many of us were told that milk is gentle, soothing, and nourishing. But the truth is, as your digestive system ages, certain milks can become one of the hardest things for your body to handle. This is why digestive sensitivity is such a critical point when it comes to choosing the right milk after 60. Let's start with the basics. Your digestive system is not the same at 60 as it was at 30. The production of stomach acid declines with age, the muscles in your gut slow down, and the beneficial bacteria in your intestines can decrease due to medication, stress, or diet. All of this makes digestion more delicate. Foods that are heavy, acidic, or irritating can sit in your stomach longer, ferment in the gut, and cause uncomfortable symptoms like gas, bloating, cramps, and diarrhea. And guess what? The wrong kind of milk can trigger every single one of those issues. One of the most common digestive sensitivities with milk is lactose intolerance. Lactose is the natural sugar found in milk. To digest it, your body needs an enzyme called lactose, which is produced in the small intestine. But as we age, the body's ability to produce lactose often declines. By the time someone reaches 60, many people simply don't have enough lactose to break down lactose efficiently. What happens then? The lactose travels into the colon undigested, where it ferments and feeds bacteria. This leads to gas, bloating, diarrhea, and sometimes even nausea. If you've ever had milk and then found yourself running to the bathroom or clutching your stomach, lactose intolerance is likely the reason. Now here's the key point. Lactose intolerance doesn't mean your body is failing you. It's simply a natural part of aging for many people. But if you keep drinking regular cow's milk thinking it's helping you, you're putting unnecessary stress on your gut. This chronic irritation can lead to more than just discomfort. It can disrupt your gut microbiome, the community of healthy bacteria that plays a huge role in immunity, mood, and overall health. And when the gut is out of balance, inflammation rises throughout the body. That means more joint pain, more stiffness, and even higher risk for heart disease and cognitive decline. So the wrong milk doesn't just hurt your stomach, it hurts your whole body. But lactose isn't the only issue. There's also the protein called casein, particularly A1 casein, found in many conventional cow's milks. A1 casein is difficult for many people to digest and can trigger an immune response in the gut. This immune response produces inflammation in the digestive tract, which may show up as bloating, cramps, constipation, or diarrhea. Over time, this low-grade inflammation can damage the intestinal lining, leading to what's called leaky gut syndrome. With leaky gut, particles of food and toxins slip through the intestinal barrier into the bloodstream, causing widespread inflammation that can affect the skin, the joints, the brain, and the immune system. This is why some people notice that when they stop drinking conventional milk, their eczema clears up, their joint pain decreases, and even their brain fog lifts. Now, when you're over 60, your gut is already more vulnerable. Years of processed foods, medications, and stress have likely taken a toll. This is why continuing to drink milks that contain irritating proteins or sugars can do more harm than ever. Your body simply doesn't have the same resilience it once had. What you need now is milk that supports digestion, calms inflammation, and helps rebuild a healthy microbiome. So what are the options? Lactose-free milk is one choice. This is regular cow's milk with the lactose already broken down, making it easier on the gut. Some people find this a great alternative, but others still struggle with the casein proteins. Another option is a 2 milk, which comes from cows that naturally produce only the A2 form of casein, which is easier to digest for many people. These can be helpful, but the best results often come from plant-based milks. Plant-based milks, almond, oat, soy, rice, and coconut are naturally free from lactose and casein. That means no more digestive battles with sugar or proteins your body can't handle. But even here, you need to be careful. Some plant milks are filled with gums, stabilizers, and added sugars that can irritate the gut just as much as lactose. Ingredients like carrageenan, for example, are known to cause digestive upset in sensitive individuals. That's why it's important to choose plant milks that are unsweetened and free of unnecessary additives. Oat milk, in particular, is one of the best choices for digestion. It contains soluble fiber, especially beta-glucans, which feed the healthy bacteria in your gut and improve bowel regularity. Almond milk is another great option because it's light, gentle, and usually easy to digest. Soy milk can be beneficial too, though some people find it harder on the stomach. Coconut milk, while delicious, should be used in moderation because it can be higher in fat and sometimes cause loose stools if consumed in large amounts. The key is to listen to your body. If you drink milk and you feel bloated, gassy, or sluggish, your body is sending you a message. Too many people ignore these signs and continue drinking the same milk out of habit, but after 60, you can't afford to ignore your body's signals. Digestive health is the cornerstone of overall health. If your gut is struggling, every system in your body suffers. So let me give you an example. Imagine 2 people, both 65 years old. One drinks regular cow's milk daily, even though they often feel bloated and uncomfortable afterward. Over time, their gut becomes inflamed, their nutrient absorption declines, and their immune system weakens. They start catching more colds, their arthritis worsens, and their energy drops. The other person switches to unsweetened oat milk. Their digestion improves, their gut bacteria thrive, and they absorb nutrients more efficiently. Their inflammation decreases, their energy rises, and they feel lighter and more comfortable after meals. That simple switch can create an enormous difference in health outcomes over time. So my friends, the lesson is clear. Pay attention to how milk affects your digestion. Don't assume discomfort is just part of aging. It's not. It's your body telling you something is wrong. Choose milks that are gentle on your gut, that reduce inflammation, and that support your microbiome. Because when your gut is healthy, your entire body benefits, from your brain to your heart to your joints. And at this stage in life, you need every part of your body working at its best. Remember, after 60, your digestive system is more sensitive, but that doesn't mean you have to give up milk altogether. It just means you have to choose wisely. Don't let the wrong milk steal your comfort, your energy, and your health. Choose the right one, and you'll be giving your body the gift of better digestion, stronger immunity, and a longer, healthier life. My friends, when it comes to health after 60, one of the greatest truths I can share with you is this: you don't have to give up the foods and drinks you love. You just need to learn how to make smarter choices. And when it comes to milk, that truth becomes even more powerful. The problem is not milk itself. The problem is the kind of milk you choose to put into your body every single day. Some milks, as we've already discussed, can harm your digestion, weaken your bones, and put strain on your heart. But there are also milks that can do the exact opposite. They can energize you, strengthen you, protect your body, and even help slow down the aging process. These are what I call smart alternatives. Now let's start with the most important principle. You want milks that work with your body, not against it. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive to inflammation, sugar, and difficult to digest proteins. That means the smartest alternatives are the ones that are anti-inflammatory, easy to digest, nutrient-dense, and free of unnecessary additives. And guess what? They're available everywhere. You just have to know what to look for. One of the very best options is unsweetened almond milk. Almond milk is light, low in calories, and naturally free from lactose and casein, making it incredibly easy on the digestive system. It contains vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your cells from aging and oxidative damage. Vitamin E also supports healthy skin, which is something many people notice when they make the switch. Almond milk is often fortified with calcium and vitamin D, giving you the bone-strengthening nutrients you need without the inflammatory proteins of cow's milk. But here's the key: always go for unsweetened. Many almond milks on the shelves today are loaded with sugars and flavorings that turns a healthy drink into a harmful one. Unsweetened, fortified almond milk is one of the smartest alternatives you can choose for your daily life. Another excellent choice is oat milk. Oat milk has exploded in popularity for a good reason. It's creamy, delicious, and incredibly good for your heart. It contains beta-glucans, a type of soluble fiber that binds to cholesterol in your digestive tract and helps remove it from your body. This means every glass of oat milk you drink is literally helping to clear cholesterol out of your system. That's powerful, especially for those over 60 who are worried about heart disease. Oat milk also supports better blood sugar balance thanks to its fiber content. That means fewer energy crashes, fewer sugar spikes, and better overall metabolic health. Again though, the key is unsweetened. If you pick an oat milk filled with added sugars, you lose the very benefits you are trying to gain. Next, let's talk about soy milk. Now, soy often gets a mixed reputation, but when it's done right, soy milk can be an incredibly smart alternative. Soy is rich in protein, and unlike most plant proteins, it contains all the essential amino acids your body needs. That makes it one of the best plant-based proteins available. For seniors, this is especially important because protein helps maintain muscle mass, which naturally declines with age. Muscle mass is your protection against frailty, falls, and weakness. Soy also contains isoflavones, compounds that may support healthier arteries and lower LDL cholesterol. Many studies have shown that people who consume soy have better cardiovascular outcomes. But again, the quality matters. Go for organic, unsweetened soy milk without unnecessary additives. This way you're getting the benefits without the risks. Another option is coconut milk, though this one should be used in moderation. Coconut milk contains medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, a type of fat that your body uses quickly for energy rather than storing as fat. MCTs can support brain health and energy levels, which is why many people enjoy coconut milk in their smoothies or coffee. However, coconut milk can be higher in saturated fat, so it's best to use it occasionally rather than as your primary milk source. The key here is balance. Coconut milk can be part of a healthy rotation when used wisely. For those who are very sensitive or looking for something extremely light, rice milk is another alternative. It's naturally sweet without added sugars, easy to digest, and very gentle on the stomach. The downside is its rice milk is lower in protein and sometimes lower in nutrients, but if it's fortified with calcium and vitamin D, it can still play a role in your milk rotation. Now here's the real secret to Smart Alternatives variety. You don't need to stick to just one type of milk. In fact, rotating between almond, oat, soy, and others ensures that your body gets a wide range of nutrients while minimizing the risk of overexposure to any one ingredient. For example, you might use oat milk with your morning coffee, almond milk in your smoothie, and soy milk with your cereal. Each one supports your body in a slightly different way, and together they give you a powerful foundation for better health. Another thing to look for in Smart Alternatives is fortification. Many plant-based milks are fortified with calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin B12, nutrients that are especially important after 60. Calcium and vitamin D protect your bones, while B12 supports your energy, nerve health, and brain function. Since B12 is harder to absorb with age, fortified plant milks can be a simple way to boost your levels. Just make sure you're choosing brands with clean, high-quality fortification and not ones that are simply adding synthetic fillers. And let's not forget the importance of additive-free options. Many commercial plant milks add gums, stabilizers, and preservatives to improve texture and shelf life, but your gut doesn't need them, especially if it's already more sensitive. Ingredients like carrageenan, for example, have been linked to digestive irritation in some people. That's why I always tell people, flip the carton around and read the label. The fewer ingredients, the better. Ideally, you want to see just water, the main ingredient, almond, oat, soy, etc., and fortifications. That's it. Think about this for a moment. Two people walk into a store, both over 60. One grabs a carton of sweetened almond milk with vanilla flavor, gums, and preservatives. The other grabs an unsweetened, fortified almond milk with clean ingredients. Both think they're making a healthy choice, but only one truly is. That's the difference between marketing and reality. Don't let labels fool you. Always read carefully. So here's the big picture. Smart Alternatives are not about deprivation, they're about empowerment. They allow you to enjoy the creaminess, the flavor, and the nutrition of milk without the drawbacks. They help you digest better, protect your heart, strengthen your bones, and reduce inflammation. And most importantly, they give you peace of mind, the confidence that you are fueling your body with something that truly supports your health instead of harming it. At this stage of life, every decision you make with your diet matters. The wrong milk can drag you down, but the right milk can lift you up. By choosing smart alternatives like almond, oat, soy, coconut, or rice milk, unsweetened, fortified, and additive-free, you're not just drinking milk, you're making a daily investment in your health, your energy, and your future. So my friends, remember this. Smart alternatives are everywhere. You just need to be wise, conscious, and intentional in your choices, because the milk you drink every day is not a small thing. It's a powerful tool for either aging poorly or aging gracefully. Choose the smart path and you'll give your body the nourishment it deserves, one sip at a time.